While the narcissist has a part in it, you have a part in it as well. Or at least I had a part in it as well, which is that my need to be the scapegoat because of my dysfunction, because of the trauma that I experienced. That trauma and that dysfunction made it feel more comfortable to be the scapegoat, because I took on the programming. My heuristics were that is the only role that is safe for me. That if I were in my power, if I was self-embodied or true to myself and existed and was present and in my existence, they would get rid of me, that it was not safe. So while that programming came from, I am a victim to that, it still is that today, as I sit here, when that's no longer happening, it still is my responsibility. And I do have the power to change that. Anyway, so the point that I'm trying to make is that the part that I play is acquiescing to that. And if I reject that, I will no longer have the capacity to be the scapegoat, and the narcissist necessarily has to go somewhere else. I am not saying by any measure that the narcissist will change. No, they won't. In fact, what is the most likely outcome is that they will disappear from your life, whether it's a boss, friend, family. Now, depending on the degree, that may not happen. I have had all of those situations. I have had friends that disappeared. Literally, the minute I made the decision that I was not going to be the scapegoat, they disappeared. Literally, friends that I'd had for years, close to some over a decade, some close to a decade, who wanted me to be their best friend. The minute I made the decision within myself and energetically, I made the choice that I didn't want to be their scapegoat anymore, I never heard from them. There was no conversation needed. And that is, to me, such proof positive of the energetic dynamic of scapegoating. And then I've also been in situations like with my family where I made that decision and they didn't go away. Those relationships improved. So it just really depends on the severity of the narcissist, or of the narcissism of the individual, and whether how much they're capable of interacting on a different level, how much they're capable of um, being in a different dynamic, how much they need to scapegoat, and how much they need that denial, and whether there's any level on which they can take responsibility. But that's not my problem. That is not at all my focus. My focus has to be on me. My focus has to be on, I'm no longer willing to be the scapegoat. I'm going to tell the truth about the system. I'm going to tell the truth about the fact that everybody that's involved is taking that's taking the side of the narcissist is a flying monkey. They are under the spell of the flying monkey, whether they are an authority figure or not. The wildest situation for me was when a superior, a really, really high level executive was a flying monkey. It still to this day makes no sense, but it does make sense when you think about psychology and really neuroscience. The fact that high level executive is just a weak person who had fear around this like really weak little tiny narcissist, making them feel uncomfortable. For most people, they're not strong enough for that, and they're not comfortable to know that the narcissist is going to reject them. And that narcissist, again, might be a underling. Again, to this day, blows my mind, but it happens all the time. When you disengage, one of two things will happen. Either that whole system has to go away because they can't stand it, or that system has the capacity to change. Either way is ideal for you, because you do not want to be in that system that's oppressing you. What do you want that for? What do you want? Why would you want to be in a family that shits on you? Why would you want to be in a job that destroys you? When I'm in my scapegoat, I feel like I need that because I don't feel safe, but the truth is I don't. And when I completely believe and know the next thing is better when I'm in the truth and honest and in integrity and in my power more than anything else. I know that I can't change them, and I know I don't need to convince them. I know within me what the truth is. I know within me that I am okay and I'm in my power and I get to walk away and have my life. You trying to convince them is part of the scapegoating system. And you walking out of the courtroom is your healing, is your power. So when I walk out knowing I know what the truth is, I don't need to convince you. You not agreeing with me does not change that that's the truth. And my greatest life lives outside. That is me being in my power. And that is the full truth. The partial truth is when I think I need to convince you. If I just tell you the truth, if I can just get the truth out, you'll see I'm not the bad one. I'm not wrong. You're wrong. Never. Not going to happen. I mean, sure, it could happen, but that can't be your focus.